Hello, soulmates. It is an absolute pleasure to have you today on my channel. If this is your first time being with me, you are welcome, and for those who have always been here, thank you. Today, I'll be showing you how to draft a shirt color. The things that you'll need for this project are your interfacing, you're going to need your wonder clips, you're going to also need your scissors, your tape measure, you're going to need the fabric of your choice. You're going to also need a marker and your tools that you'll need, your armhole curve, your straight ruler. And you're also going to need your pattern that you'll be drafting this color for. So what I'm doing now is that I'm taking my pattern and I'm taping it, taping the shoulders together. Now, what I will do is that I will take my tape measure and I will find the distance around the neckline. If you're doing this for a shirt or a dress, you're going to take the distance of the neckline around your shirt or your dress. In this case, I'm just working with my basic bodice. So now that I have my measurement, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my interfacing, because we will be drafting this on the interfacing and then we're going to transfer it to the fabric that we will be using. So here I am lining up my interfacing in such a way that I can have a straight edge, because what you'll find is that with a collar you have to be very precise about your measurements. If you have any excess measurement or little measurement, you'll find that your collar will not come out as how you want it to. So I'm going ahead and I'm pinning that down so that my interfacing does not move or shift. I'm going to start by drawing a horizontal line as best as and as straight as possible, because I do not want my color to be crooked. So when I drew that line, I realized that it was not as straight as I wanted, so I went ahead and I draw another line. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to cut off that the line that I've drawn to make it straight as possible. Now I'm going to take my tape measure and the measurement that I got from my bodice, which is half, and I should tell you that this interfacing is folded into two. So we're gonna cut and fold. So here I have 9 inches, and what I did was that I measured that 9 inches also at the top so that I could draw a very straight vertical line. So there I'm drawing my vertical line. Now what I will do is that from the edge of that 9-inch point, I'm going to go up half an inch. So that's what I'm doing there, going up half an inch. Then I'm going to find the midpoint of the 9-inch line, which is 4.5 inches. So now I'm going to take my hip curve and I'm going to connect that half an inch point that I went up to the midpoint, that's the 4.5 inch. So that's what I'm doing now. So when you do that, you're going to determine how high you want your collar stand, because that's what we're drafting now, the collar stand. So I decided that I needed a collar stand of 1 inch, because I do not want it too high on my neck after I finish it. So I'm doing 1 inch. So you're going to take 1 inch from the new line that you have drawn. So from the middle of the collar stand to the new curve that you have drawn. And I'm taking my ruler and I'm connecting those 1 inch points that I have made. So there you see that your collar stand is taking shape. Now what you're going to do, From that 9-inch point, you're going to go in 1/2 inch at the top, and from the 1/2 inch you went up, you're going to go also 1/2 inch, and then you're going to draw a diagonal line of 1/4 inch in the middle of those 1/2 inch point that you've made, and you're going to make a curve. I hope you understand what I just said. You're going to curve the end of your color stand as you see I'm doing now. So there you have it. That is how you draft your color stand. So now I'm going to move on to the color itself. Now you're going to determine how high you want your color to be. In my case, I went for a color of 2.5 inches. So what I did was that I went ahead and I draw a straight line above my color stand, and that will serve as my starting point for my color, or my starting line. So what I'm doing now is that I'm going to extend that vertical line that I drew earlier, and I'm taking my 2.5 inch for the height of my color, and I'm going to connect those 2.5 inch point. So that this is what I'm doing now. I'm connecting all those 2.5 inch point that I've made, and I'm going to extend the vertical line that I initially drew. When you have done that, you're going to go to the edge of the baseline, and you're going to go in 1 inch, right? From that 1 inch point, you're going from the edge of the color, you're going to connect that 1 inch, that point that you have drawn, to the edge, like you see I did there. Now from the middle of the color, you're gonna go up 1/2 inch, right? And then you are going to connect that 1/2 inch point to the 1 inch point that you came in. So that's what I am doing now. And there you have it, guys. That's your color. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut out both my color stand and my color. You can also draft this on pattern paper and use it, but you need to know that sometimes when you're working with different projects, the length of the color will differ. So you have to manipulate it as you go along. And for those who have been here or just joining me, remember to like and share and comment. It will help me out so much. And thank you so much for all those who have always been here. So what I'm doing now is that I am cutting out my color stand, and I am going to cut out my color also. This is a very easy method that I have used to draft my color and my color stand. I think it's very easy to understand, and I hope that you find it easy to understand also. So now you're going to prepare the fabric that you're going to use for this color. I chose this green fabric that I've had. It's a cotton fabric. So I'm going to take it now, and you're going to fold it in two, right sides facing each other, as you see I have right here. So that's the length of the fabric, and I folded it right sides facing each other because you're going to need two of each of these, the color stand and the color. You're going to need two. You're also going to make the fabric wide enough so that you could add your sewing allowance of 1/2 inch all the way around both the collar and the collar stand. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm adjusting it, and I am going to now take it to my ironing board, and I ironed down the interfacing on the fabric. Now I'm going around and I'm marking my 1/2 inch seam allowance all around the collar stand and also my collar. So after I did that, I went ahead and I cut out the collar stand and the collar. Now I'm going to take my collar and I'm going to take it to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew very close to the interfacing, as you see I'm demonstrating there. I'm going to put my collar stand away for a little while, and then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine. So this is what I have after I've sewn it. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to find the midpoint of the collar, because it's going to be very crucial in making this collar sit well and accurate. So that's what I did. I'm showing you that I stitch very close to the interfacing, not on the interfacing. Now I'm cutting away the edge of the collar, because when you turn over your collar, you want it to be very sharp. So you have to cut away the excess fabric around the tip of the collar, so that when you turn it over, it's not going to be very bulky. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm turning over, right, my collar. And what I'm going to do in order to get the points out, I'm going to use my scissors to help me to get that point out. If you have your seam ripper or pins, you could use it to take out the edges. I think that would have worked much faster and better. So you're going to take those out because it's very crucial. You want a color that is crisp and looking quite neat and quite nice. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking my time to get those edges nice and neat. Now I'm going to take it to my pressing iron, and I'm going to relax those seams so that I could get it nice. So this is what I have now. You see how beautiful that looks. Now I'm going to take my collar stand, and what you're going to do is that the edge of your collar stand, you're going to fold it in. So before I do that, I went ahead and I found the midpoint of my collar stand also, and I made a notch, right? Because you want everything to be so precise, you want everything to be so accurate. Because if you get this incorrect, you have to go and do it all over again. So what you're going to do, you're going to take the side that has the interfacing, right, and that's going to face you. You're going to put that on top, right, as I'm doing, you see I'm doing now, right? So that's where the part that has the interfacing will face you. The part that doesn't have the interfacing will go to the collar stand that doesn't have the interfacing. Okay, so before I put it together, I'm going to fold my 1/2 inch in at the bottom of my collar stand, and I'm gonna iron it down, because that's the part that's gonna cover the seam, or the that's the part that's gonna cover the collar after you attach it to the to whatever project you're working on. So now I'm matching up the midpoints, right? And I'm ensuring that those are correct, because you have to get it precise and correct. I cannot stress it enough, because this is a very precise project. Okay, so I'm going ahead and I'm putting them, I'm sandwiching. What I did, I sandwich the color between the colors stand, right? And remember to put the part that has the interfacing facing you. It should be facing you. So that's what I'm doing now. So now that I am satisfied with what I did, I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew very close to that interfacing all the way around. I'm gonna do that and I'll show you what that looks like. Now that I did that, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm gonna cut away any excess, because I'm going to turn this around. So I'm cutting away any excess fabric that I don't want, and now I'm going to flip over my collar stand and the color that I sandwich between it. Okay, so there you have it. I'm turning over and I like to push my fingers in to kind of straighten the curve, because you want it to look very sharp and nice. So that's what I'm doing now. And then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to give it a very good press to relax the seam. There are some persons who go ahead and make a top stitch on their collar and on their collar stand afterwards. You can go ahead if that's the look that you're working with. So I'm just checking to see that everything match up after I've pressed it, and this is what it looks like at the end. That's the part you're going to attach to your project. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Love you. Bye.